park really.
That camera in the room. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're at the park where it goes to the people.
Shoot, they doing that.
So you can just follow the trail around. You know what I'm saying? You look at the open shore, you'll see this.
Blowing every way but back here.
Right. Let them have our things. All right. Let's get it in a little bit. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Lachakwadash. Double honors, as always, to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. We are the Hebrew Israelites, the branch here at Great Millstone in Dallas, Texas, out here another Friday to bring out the glorious word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. All right, to the faithful elect, those of you who are sincere, may the peace and blessings be upon you and your household, and may we endure unto the end. All right. Again, we're out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which we know in the Holy Scriptures, that's America, man. And, pretty much with all of the distractions and everything that's happening in the world, the left hand pretty much wants the right hand to get, distracted with side missions, side arguments. Okay, the world, the Diddy case, it wants you to get you distracted from the reality of what's happening here. And the elites are setting up the new world order, right? And the throne of David is getting ready to be built. Okay, this kingdom is falling. That's really what's happening. In the grand scheme of things, the left hand is using all of the bread and circuses and, pulling out all of the niggas, to ultimately try to enchant the world so that they can go ahead and do what they got to do. And they're getting ready to bring the sword. They're getting ready to bring robots, all right, to wage war. Again, the robot breakdancing in the video, putting boxes on the shelf, flipping pancakes, pouring drinks. But those robots are going to be used to wage war on Americans. Okay? Because your own government is getting ready to wage war on you. That's what's getting ready to happen. They're justifying through all of these crazy situations and scenarios, shutting this place down, man, and telling people to shut up. Okay? And that's the times we're living in. And in the midst of it, all right, the prophets have been raised up. Anything anybody got? Go ahead.
This is Romans 16:20 in the NLT. It says, the power of peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. May the grace of our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach be with you.
Break it down.
And that's the victory is already written for the elect, man. And ultimately, all right, Satan is already bruised underneath our feet, man. Starting with Yahushua's work that he did up on the cross as he disannulled the covenant of death. All right, that was pronounced before the sons of God. So now we're just living this thing out, all right, through faith and obedience in Yahweh Bashmal Shah, and looking forward to receiving this victory. That's all we can, man. That's all we can do.
Yep.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. And just laying backing off of the, the Elder Yasharam and the priest Osman Walk, man, you got to take your mind out of this place, man. You see, because America's not the end all be all, as people think that it is, man. As the scripture says that Egypt, if you trust in Egypt, it'll be as a broken reed that will pierce you.
Right.
And it's all like the elder mentioned, all these distractions going on, the Diddy cases, the Epstein files popping back up.
Which is all bullshit, because if you got the list, these people should be in jail.
Right.
If this was a righteous country, those names would have been released, and would already saw some arrest. So to hell some goddamn Epstein list. It's all a joke. All of you are nasty. All of you are freaky. And the Heavenly Father, let's get Isaiah 19. The Heavenly Father's getting ready to take this place down, man. That's the bottom line. And before this place goes down, the Lord sent his prophets, man. Okay? To be sincere about the work and the ministry of the Lord, man. Not preaching the word of the Lord with envy and strife, but in sincere will, man. Okay? so that the kingdom of heaven be set up on earth. So it's not about none of us at the end of the day. Really, our bodies are given as living sacrifices to preach this word, okay, for the purpose of the kingdom of heaven being set up, man. That's literally why we were born. That's why the elect were born, to speak the end into existence. So it was never about us, but we are vessels chosen, and there is an award tied to this ministry, tied to what we're doing. Okay? We just have to, just like Yahweh Shah got his reward after his sacrifice. Okay, well, the elect get a reward of being brought where he is, man. But we gotta stay the course, man. Let's get Isaiah 19.
Starting at 1.
Yeah, start at 1.
This is Isaiah 19 and 1.
Right.
The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon us.
Yeah, he said Egypt. All right, Egypt.
Right.
No T.
Right.
Go ahead. Egypt. God damn it.
Egypt. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud,
Right.
and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
See, this is what's getting ready to happen. See, the Lord is getting ready to deliver his children. It's promised throughout the Holy Scriptures, man. But there were particular things that would need to happen in earth before that took place. And we're fulfilling a part of that. Everybody was born to fulfill their role in the Lord's prophecy. But the end all be all is the Lord is going to deliver us in fashion. He's going to send his only begotten son from the heavens on a swift, what he calls a swift cloud, which is symbolizing the chariot, which people mock at that. But you just wait. See, the Lord's thoughts ain't your thoughts, man. You people have come down here and got a VCR, now you got a cell phone, you got the internet, and you really believe this is the end all be all of creation. You've been on an airplane, you've been parachuting, you got on a hot air balloon, and you think that the Heavenly Father is confined to the box that you put him in. You just wait. And these same people say they believe in the Exodus.
Right.
Was not it a miraculous situation in the Exodus? Was not it an angel that led the children of Israel out of Egypt? The angel of the Lord was literally there.
Yeah.
And then guided them. Not only was he there, he guided them through the wilderness to win all of those wars, man. Under Joshua and Caleb. The angel was there. He fed them food. Fed the angel. Food came literally from the chariot to feed Israel for 40 years, man. And y'all say y'all believe that, but then when we talk about flying the chariots, we tripping.
Right.
They don't believe it ultimately.
Right. They don't have faith.
They don't believe it.
Go ahead.
Then it goes on to say, and Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
And that's what's happening, man. The heart of Egypt is melting, man. You citizens have been duped by your own government. You're broke. You're musty. You looking in the camera, taking all these pictures. You hurt. You don't know which way to go. You in debt. You're hooked to psych meds. You got gas. Okay, you're a complete loser. And now you got to pay your student loans back on the truck. So the heart of the people, they're getting ready to take away Section 8.
Yep.
They're getting ready to take away food stamps. You ain't gonna be in the Walmart no more with a goddamn carton full of lunch meat. Right. Those days are gone, Waniqua. Yep. And to you Edomites, because a lot of you Edomites are on government assistance. Yep. So we're living at a time where everybody's losing. Yep. It's not just Jake now. Esau is just like a nigga now. So the heart of Egypt is melting, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to add on to your point. That's why the scripture says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength, salvation, and the fear of the Lord is treasure. These people out here ain't stable. Right. You know, you can go on Instagram, TikTok. You got these people turning the camera on just complaining about how the fact that they don't got no more. You know, they getting evicted out their cribs. You know, the Section 8. You know what I'm saying? They don't got that no more. You know. Bills is getting expensive, you know, things is getting more expensive, and the value of the dollars is dwindling every day. But when you have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, that brings forth comfort, because you understand and you know the end game. Right. That's where the comfort lies. That's where the comfort resides. You know?
Yep, and that's what it's all about in these times. It's a form of comfort. That's what everybody's searching for. Right. But they get it through vain means. Everybody's really looking for comfort, especially if you in this truth. Yeah, the mindset is we know the hard times that are coming, but you should want rest. You should want comfort, man. So since we're not fully, brought back to our immortal estate, the Lord has given us the word to comfort us. And through Yahweh blood, we now have access to this wisdom. Through a higher calling, through the anointing from on high, the Lord sent down the Holy Spirit. Now we can break these scriptures down, man. That's comfort for the nation of Israel, who's always, those who are of the elect, they were always seeking the priests, they were always seeking the prophets. How much more now?
Right.
And now the elect of Israel can be comforted on with something, some form of hope in this dark, demonic, wicked environment we're amongst, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 19:2. And I will set Egyptian against
Anybody want to say
Egyptian.
something? Yep. Go ahead and break it down.
God, this is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 49. It says, remember the word unto thy servant, upon which thou hast caused me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word have quickened me. And that's the point, as the elder was just going into, man. All right, the elect has something to cleave unto here in these times where everybody else is just groping in noonday. Not understanding, which way to turn. You see, but the Lord has been gracious unto us and given us, all right, this strong comfort for a refuge, man. As it speaks about in Hebrews the 6th chapter, this hope which we have is an anchor for our souls. This is what's keeping us stable, man.
Right.
That's it.
Yep. And it's beautiful, man. To you who are troubled, rest with us.
That's it.
They're gonna mock it, they're gonna scoff it, but to you, it's everything.
Yeah.
These people, all these people mocking and talking, but they really think what we got going is a joke. And then you got these Israelite camps that help them and believe in that. Niggas hopping around like kangaroos with garments on or t-shirts on, man, tripping. Jake is acting a plum fool here in America, man, with the Israelite camps.
Yeah.
But to us, man, we're comforted. We good. We got all we need, man. Okay?
Yep. Yahweh Shah said, he said, in the world you should have tribulation, but in me you should have peace.
There you go.
And our peace resides in Yahweh Shah, man. When Yahweh Shah is not the forefront of your ministry, he's not the focal point of your ministry.
Right.
Then you're gonna try to find another avenue for comfort, and it don't
Right.
work that way.
Even your ego can be your avenue for comfort. All right? There's a lot of you out there. It's your egos that you're driven by. And the ability it's the spirit of Saul. That's you guys are the house of Saul, man.
Right. 100%.
Throwing jab, you look up, you already got the enemy. You behind enemy's line, you look up a guy who say double honors or teaches pretty much the same thing as you, is throwing a javelin at you. You're like, God damn, nigga, I'm already at war. Even if we mad at each other.
Right. Right.
If we teaching Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, we pretty much on the brothers teaching the same thing, then at the end of the day, let it be what it is.
Right.
We might have our differences, but Jake is in the spirit of they throwing javelins.
Yep.
Man.
And then blaming you. Well, why you throw the javelin, nigga? You in the park, nigga. Damn, I can't go to the park.
Yeah.
Niggas are worse than your supervisor.
I became an enemy into my own mother's children. I think it is.
Yeah.
Your own people, man.
Yeah.
That's what Yahweh Shah said, man. He wasn't even accepted by his own countrymen. They was just talking shit all damn day.
Yep. It is what it is, though. Let's go.
God. This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall fight one against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor.
You ain't got to read that loud.
Okay. Yeah, I
guess I was talking loud in the motherfucker too.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And I I will Egyptian
We
against
scared,
Egyptian.
right? If we go be scared, we gonna be scared the right way.
I know that's right.
They say we scared, so just keep it down. Go ahead.
And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian,
Right.
and they shall fight everyone against his neighbor, and everyone against his brother.
And this is what's happening here in Egypt. You people are all divided.
Yep.
Yeah, America's in a very bad state.
Very.
Okay, and you Edomites to be sitting on the news and sitting and walking around the earth as if you sit at the high ground of morality. Meanwhile, look at your kingdom.
Right.
And you can't blame Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray are a problem within your kingdom, but the true problem of your kingdom is the leaders, which you can't point the finger at Pookie and Ray Ray when it comes to that.
Yeah, they Pookie and Ray Ray limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a very small
Right.
corner.
Right. See, Pookie and Ray Ray sell crack rocks and ruin their own family and own neighborhood. The Edomite has millions hooked on psych meds.
Yeah.
And that's just one drug.
Country. This nigga got countries under his thumb. Got garrisons set up everywhere.
Right. We'll get that in Revelation 18 through that sorceries.
Oh yeah. Yeah, between sorcery and traffic. Yeah, between sorcery and traffic, I would say the world need to be cleansed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Revelation 18 and 23 says, "And the light of a candle shall shine no more all in thee."
Right. The light. And what is Esau's light? It's really darkness. Somebody get that? Job.
Oh, okay.
Job. What is it? 10. Real quick, man, because this devil has pretty much. When you look at his plan is to replace Yahweh Shai
Right.
as the high priest, but he wants to do it by left-hand means. You know, and when you look up the word Aaron, Arawan, what does it mean? Light. Light. That's the high priest. The true light is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from on high, the Heavenly Father's word. And the priesthood after Levi gave us a small earthly example of his overall order. And Aaron represented the high priest. Esau wants to take that role. He wants to be the light. That's why he calls themselves the illuminated ones, the Illuminati. That's why you had the Age of Enlightenment in British. Now they're having a new Age of Enlightenment in a technological sense. The Edomite is trying to establish his light as the end-all be-all of life. And that ain't what the Lord intended. It's nothing but Cain sacrifice all over again.
I got some.
Go ahead.
This
Break it down too.
Sirach chapter 11 and verse, I started 30 in the GNT. A proud person is a decoy to lure you into danger. Like a spy, he will look for your weaknesses. It says he will make good appear evil and find fault with the noblest actions. Hey, and that's exactly what this devil do, man. Like the brother's gonna get in Job chapter 10. You know, he turned the ways of the Most High upside down, man. So to this world, you know, following after Yahweh Shem Yahushua, this standard, all right, that's being pushed out, starting with our apostles and elders, they look at us as we evil, man.
Yep.
You see, that's why they demonize us for going into the customs of our ancient forefathers, on grape, you know what I'm saying, on marriage. You know, it looks at as evil, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because the man in the ruler seat, all right, flipped it. You know what I'm saying? And really his way is wickedness, man.
Right. Heavy.
If I may add too, it's like we're in a time where, like the priest brought out beautifully, there was a time where, you know, Jake seemed to be the problem, right? In the 80s, you know, crack and all that shit, was at gangs and all that stuff. But now we're coming into a time, you know, Deuteronomy 30 talks about these curses are going to be shifted onto our enemies. So now we're coming into a time where the Americas is facing all kind of problems. You can't point the finger at Jake anymore.
Right.
These things are bigger than us now.
Right.
Jake, you know what I mean? That now it's being pointed, and looking at all the other nations as well as around the world who are looking at America, looking at Edomites. Okay, the issue is now going way past just Pookie and Ray Ray in the hood now.
Right. You can't use that. That's pseudoscience, and that's what he's going to use to wage war.
Yep.
You know, that they're ultimately something, and a lot of Edomites lost out in that whole IQ. You know, they fucked over a lot of their own people. It wasn't just Jake. It was the heathen nations, Jake, Japhet. That were used as subjects to these testing methods centered around if your IQ wasn't over, intelligence quotient wasn't over a certain level, then you aren't deemed fit to live. And he's going to use AI to do all of that shit right here again.
Yes, he is.
To justify getting rid of the mass majority of you people, man.
It's a little bit more.
Yep.
I'm going to read 31 again. So Rock 11 and 31 in the GNT. It says he will make good appear evil and find fault with the noblest actions. A single spark can set a pile of coals ablaze, and a sinner is just waiting for a chance to do violence. It says, watch out for such people and their evil plans. They will ruin you permanently. You see, and that's exactly Esau's ruining every goddamn body, man. Just look at the state of our people. They totally ruined, man. That's why the scriptures say if it wasn't for the remnant, we would have been at Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Right. You see?
And the spirit in Esau is the spirit that ruined paradise. That's the philosophy he comes with. His philosophy is to ruin paradise. How can you, what type of person are you to not want to just be at one with the Lord's will so that you can be happy on earth? Right. He wants to conquer it.
Yeah. Right.
See, Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And that didn't mean he just sitting there, you know, with his lip hanging. No, that means he had everything he needed. He was perfect. Okay, and he was tending to the sheep, forwarding the family's business. Jacob was a businessman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But Esau's out in the field trying to conquer it, killing animals and shit. You know, which that it was nothing. You know, that's an aspect of survival, eating certain meats and hunting certain animals. But it was a order to it, a science to it, man.
Right.
Esau's insatiable.
Yeah, he's insatiable, and he's unmerciful, man.
Right. Jacob was content.
Yeah.
Contentment, godliness with contentment is great gain.
Right. He comes over here and he sees beaver, and he's like, okay, well, I can get the beaver skin. Also, in the anus of a beaver is this wax that's left over that they use as a scent. Yeah. So this dude, he killed all of the damn beavers, which beavers are very important to the ecosystem.
Sure.
Without beavers, you're pretty much fucked. Your whole landmass will get effed off if he killed all the goddamn beavers, man. He's not right.
They call football call college team often have a use that word.
Yeah. Now it's a college that the beavers, but you kill no. And people, Jake, don't understand. To get to know the Lord, you look that up. All right. What's the benefit of beavers in the ecosystem? The Lord didn't make all of this stuff for nothing. It was all made so that it can be good, so that paradise can be on earth. The word good, it said, the Elohim said all of the creation was good. That means agreeable, pleasant.
Yep. Perfect.
Perfect.
That's perfect. No. Right.
So there was the Lord has a perfect way that this earth is supposed to be ran and operate. But we're living in a place that just totally disregards it, man.
Right. I got a precept.
Right.
Yep.
This is Rock 39 and 21 on GNT. It says, no one should ask why things are as they are. Everything in creation has its purpose. Woo, beautiful.
What's that?
So Rock 39 and 21 on GNT.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you read? Well, I got 25 here.
Yep.
Okay, I can go ahead.
Kind of verse 25 in the KJV, it says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners." You know, and Esau has turned the good things, all right, into a weapon. Everything, when you continue to read, you know, the next verse, it goes into the principal things of man's life. You know, water, you know, bread, salt, iron, fire, you know, so on and so forth. All right, the basic elements for, you know, the necessities of life. But Esau has weaponized all these things. It's bigger than just the actual sword, man.
Right.
He's turned everything into the sword.
He calls that light.
Right.
He disrupts the true light to say, no, this is real light.
Yeah.
But it's really darkness. Did we get that in Job?
I got it.
Bro, he made bread a weapon.
Yeah, he weaponized because bread was a part of our everyday life. Like we look at bread in a negative. I gotta stay off that bread. I'm gonna do 2 weeks from bread.
Yeah.
Your big ass.
But then when you read the scriptures, it tell you that that's part of man's
Right.
life.
Yeah.
That's one of the
Bread.
elements. That's a main. That's a
Yeah.
main thing.
Right.
Right. Principal thing.
Not Esau
He
creation.
poisoned all of them.
Yep, that was a sign of a flourishing society was bread every day.
Right.
The grinder, the mill grinder. You would wake up in the morning, you would hear women, all right, grinding. Okay, that represented what? Families.
Right.
So bread was made every day, and it helped you. It wasn't bread that clogged you up.
Right.
Strength. It gave you strength. It gave
Yeah.
you strengthen you.
Now all Jake the protein, bro, it's protein every goddamn where.
Right.
But we just meat, you know.
Yeah, you didn't eat meat. You didn't
Even
eat
water.
meat.
Well, you didn't eat meat every day like that.
Water bottles got ingredients on them and shit.
Yeah, there's everything that we need is already in the earth.
Right.
So go ahead.
This is just back y'all point up. Psalms 104 and verse 15. It says, "And wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil that maketh his face to shine, and bread which strengthens man's heart."
Good ass bread.
Right.
Yeah.
The priest would bake the bread. You know what I'm saying? They would do the bread, and they would put it on a particular portion of the altar. The showbread. And every Sabbath they would change it out, but they would eat that bread along with the sacrifice, the leftover from the sacrifice. They would eat that bread, okay, and then make a new batch until the new Sabbath, and they always ate that bread. Bread was always there, but now look.
Even when you deal with the other heathens,
Oh, yeah.
all the other nations, in these different spots, especially like Andolas, you
Yeah.
know, the Mediterranean spots.
Yeah.
What they cook a lot with they got that oven with that
That
bread.
good ass, that bread, amazing too.
But on the other side, that was normal.
Right.
Some good bread to be part of meals. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been flipped.
Right.
He saw Noah normal. That's why it's poison now.
Right. Well, what's that scripture? He takes every flour.
Millet.
Let's get where we at though.
yeah,
Let's get Job real quick.
All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 10.
Revelation sitting over there like, damn, remember me? Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 10. I'll start at verse 20. It says, "Are not my days few? Cease then and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence I shall not return."
And this book, Job, is symbolic of Israel. And when you look at the mindset, Job was, kind of like rebellious. His thoughts were through the trial. His thoughts were rebellious at times, and we get like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You question the Most High. You asking why as if you don't deserve it.
Right.
And that represents the nation of Israel.
Yep.
Go
It's
ahead.
like you bringing it back to remembrance. It says, verse 21, "Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order.
Without any order. What does the word order mean? Without any order. Okay, well, order is all stems from the instruction of the Most High. Under the law, statutes, and commandments, we got a glimpse of what the Most High wanted. We got a glimpse of it in the laws. The laws gave you insight into what the God associated with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, what he requires on earth, how to govern yourself, how to separate yourself from the heathen, how to be clean, how to be holy. We got an example of it, but it's so much more. It's bigger than it's a way.
Right. Only one person. How Shot did it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Out of billions of people, always been billions of people on the planet. And only one man did it right.
He did it right.
That's the glimpse.
Yeah.
Yep. I got that word order in the Hebrew.
Yep.
That word is sadar. It says arrangement and order, but when you go down here to the Brown Driver Briggs lexicon, it says disorder. For Job 10:22, it says disorder, confusion.
Right, and this is what you see. Confusion is Babylon.
That's Babylon.
Babylon means confusion. Babel. You talking about this babbler. Babel means what? Confusion. And what confusion means with mixing. So you have all of these different spirits, all these different thoughts, all of these different views, religions. Okay, sexual preferences, all mixed in one, and it's nasty. And for any of you Americans to sit and point at the Israelites,
Right.
with all of this big disorderly mess in front of you, some goddamn Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Come on, man.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala, oh my God, Kamala was the icing on the cake right there that America was through.
But we're the problem though. It's us.
Yeah.
A cackling woman. Imagine if she was the president, man.
Yeah, the pop of cherry on top.
At least I'll still be working, brothers still be working from home. Trump came and said, fuck that.
Get your ass out.
God damn, nigga. Sheesh. Now, oh, what you got?
No, you asked that bread and water.
Yeah, get it.
Sirach.
Yeah.
This is Sirach 39:26. The principal things for the whole use of man, but for man's life, are water.
And he's polluted. All of these things are the principle of how man is to sustain himself on earth. Go ahead.
So it's water, fire, iron.
He weaponizes, he uses fire to just destroy people.
Yep.
He uses fire to burn down trees.
Everything is a weapon.
Yep.
Everything you reading is a weapon.
And if I may add, now they have I was reading this article, and now they're calling water blue gold. It's the new Bitcoin. Okay, so now you have all these elites now. What they're doing, they're buying up all this farmland that has aquifers in them, and aquifers are pretty much their land that have gravel, sand, and all that underneath. So when it rains and it snows, all that water pretty much filters down there, so it acts as a storage facility. So they're buying up all of this land pretty much because they're going to be owning. Who is it? Andrew. He's got it right here. He says, this is Andrew Laveris, the CEO of Dow Chemical Company, says that water is the oil of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Now, this is the same thing that was done in the ancient Roman Empire under Caligula.
Okay.
Okay. So this is again Ecclesiastes 1:9 is happening again.
What
This
did he
man is
do?
ready- He's pretty much doing the same thing where he was because the way Rome was set up, they had these filters all through the city, and so what he was doing, he was pretty much taxing the people because they had bathhouses,
Yeah.
they had all these different things they would use for luxury for the water. So he pretty much started taxing the people. The people pretty much had to come pay him and pay his chest pretty much to be able to use water at specific times.
And only in your kingdom can there be a shortage of water.
Right.
Bro, there was places that burned down in LA and they right next to the water,
Yeah.
but they didn't have access to water.
Right.
Because there's a small group of small hats that own the water.
Yep.
Get the name of that company.
Yep.
The same company where you see them put them goddamn pistachios.
Yeah, that was. I know.
They own all that shit.
Yeah, they do. That's right.
And what he's doing ultimately, what Yahushua said, for those that don't, the nation that don't come up to serve us, you shall have no rain. So this
Yeah.
man's trying to literally act like Yahushua.
He's trying to
Cut off the
hijack
water.
creation. He's trying to take creation and like, god damn.
It's more water on the planet than anything else.
Really.
And it's a shortage.
Come on, man. Impossible. That a bitch.
Fish beaching themselves. The spirit, they know something's wrong in the waters. The coral reefs are all messed up.
Yeah.
So you so-called white people, your rulership has been so destructive to the earth, you really ain't got nothing to say. You're worse than ISUPK.
Right.
You're worse than IUIC. You can't. It's not even comparable. Now, they do wicked things, but they can't manipulate the seeds and re-engineer the seedless watermelon. Nigga can't do that. What nigga wouldn't even think to do that. Nigga would just keep spitting the seeds out and chewing them.
All that shit would have never came to us.
Jake wouldn't have never thought, let's do away with the seed. It's a burden. The seed is a burden.
Right.
Yeah.
But you a seed. And your ass has become a burden.
Because Esau is always trying to search out how he can be better than the Most High.
Yeah.
Esau's always trying to search that out.
Right.
So he's using all these elements to say, let me do my thing.
Yeah.
And I'll show you that it's better.
Right.
Now come worship me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's really darkness.
Yeah.
This light
Yeah.
it's an illusion of light. And it'll really draw you towards it, but it's
poison.
It's poison.
It's gonna kill you.
So go back to Revelation.
God.
Yep.
If I can,
Yep.
say something real quick.
Yep.
Because Cotton Swab, he had stepped down this at the beginning of this year, and the individual that replaced him, he's the.
You're gonna call his fucking Klaus Schwab, man. Fuck him.
Yeah, God, Klaus Schwab. The individual that stepped into his spot, he's the former CEO of Nestle.
Peter Burbick. Peter Burbick or something like that.
God, okay. But basically, what he said that having access to water is not a human right.
It's not a human right.
Right.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah, he's over that. He's over the WEF now.
Right.
And he said basically, like you say, having water is not a human right.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege
Yep.
that has to be earned. So this system that they're getting ready to bring in, it's go squeeze out the mass majority of the people ain't gonna be fit to live.
Right.
And bro, they getting ready to do away with a lot of people.
He's the one's gonna cause the famine. Then the famine gonna be man-made.
Who was that?
Once they get control of that, make you bend the knee.
That'll my guy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
This Revelation 18:23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee,
Right.
and the voice of the bridegroom and of the
See, the light of a candle shall no more. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. And really, what that speaks to is this environment on earth. His philosophy, his way being able to be forwarded, man. It's got to go. This is too much. The life you live. Listen to your body, bro. This shit hurt.
Yeah.
America hurts, bro.
Man, daily.
It said he will wear out the saints.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that. Like, his way ain't working no more. I get it, Lord. Like, I'm sorry.
And the Lord wants us to go through it.
Yeah, we got to
so
go
we
through
can
it.
call upon Him,
Right.
Lord, and have that relationship and understand
Right.
that, whoa, okay, this is His will.
Right.
This is why it needs to
Right.
be changed. He
Right.
took us through this path
He took
for a
us through this
reason.
path, right.
It ain't just, it ain't just happened because it happened.
Right.
We have to.
Yeah, we went on.
Right.
You gotta teach us a lesson.
So
Yep,
now He
yep,
got to say,
yep.
you see now
You see?
when the heathen got control of the world, do you see how they do?
Look what they did. And we're going to be showing our children for ages this is how it was.
Yep.
We're going to show them the McDonald's. Look, this is what we're going to be able to show. Nigga, this is what people were eating.
Right.
McDonald's, that shit is packed.
Man.
They told you and during the Ovid that you couldn't go to the gym, but
Right.
you can go to McDonald's.
Right.
That's essential.
Right.
That was an essential.
That was
That's
essential.
insane. Right. McDonald's.
It's
And,
simple.
and that's how you. And that's how you know in our kingdom, just like Queen Sheba
Yeah,
went to Solomon. She was so amazed at how they was running the kingdom.
Yeah.
She was like, "Whoa!"
yeah.
Imagine how the heathens in the kingdom. Eventually, they're gonna be like, "You know what? We needed this."
We needed this.
Even though they get
Y'all was
beats out
right.
the head, they
They-
get
yeah, yep,
chased by gorillas.
yep,
We still need it.
yep. Well, technically, the gorilla, if we sick them on them,
I would say, you know,
because there was an aspect of man where animals were supposed to respect man.
right.
Animals weren't made to attack man. That's really a sign of decay.
Yep.
Animals were never. They're not supposed to be scared of you. It's just supposed to be a respect.
Right.
Order.
A natural order.
It's not supposed that that came at the time of Noah, where he talked about the dread of, you know what I'm saying. But technically, the way that the Lord intended it to be is that it's just respect for order.
Yeah.
And they know who the Israelite. They're gonna work for us. Now we could sick them, but even amongst the heathen is gonna be able to walk by. You know.
And be,
Right. But they still can be subject to being tore up by that damn lion.
Right.
Well, yeah, you know why? Because they getting double.
Yeah.
So the cup we drunk,
Yeah.
there was sicking animals on us.
Yeah.
On the ship,
Right.
you know, the sharks following the ship,
Yeah.
and getting our dead bodies
Right.
like to what they did and what we don't know.
Right.
That's how you know we're gonna have the authority. But like you said, it's in the balance of understanding that their natural state in the kingdom is gonna be
Yeah. What the
peaceful.
scriptures say, and I get Isaiah 11.
Right, it's gonna be peaceful.
Get Isaiah the 11th chapter where you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Can I get quick before you
Yeah, man.
Second Kings 17 and 24. This is when the northern tribe was kicked out of what's that? Samaria, and they placed the heathen in the land, and the heathen weren't keeping land, so the lions were attacking them.
Right.
That says, and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cathah and from Avah and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. So it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not Yahweh, therefore the Yahweh sent lions among them, which slew some of them.
Yep. She-bear, remember them bears?
Second Kings 2:24.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe we'll still be able to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, sick them, you know what I'm saying? But it does say this. Oh, you got something?
Yes, somebody real quick. Job chapter 5, verse 23. For thou shalt be in the league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Now, who is the thee? The Israelites.
Right.
It didn't say they're gonna be in full league with them, even though they ain't gonna move unless we say move. Because we're gonna have that authority for the animals to move when we say move, if necessary. If it is a judgment like that.
That's right.
Because they ain't gonna escape sicking animals on us for all these years and doing us. Now, y'all gotta drink the cup, but you're gonna drink, especially Esau.
Right.
You're gonna drink it double. So yeah, we'll have the authority to be able to do that.
Yep.
Because it said, read it again, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
There you go.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. And
That's us. That's the kingdom. That's us. Go ahead.
Man.
I was gonna say, when you read that, that's actually that's like right before the destruction comes too. So that's gonna be happening before we even get translated.
Right.
Some
Right.
some bros gonna be able to communicate with the animals.
Oh yeah, they gonna work
you know?
for us. We gonna need it. We gonna need everything we can.
Birds gonna drop off a steak.
So it's gonna be some niggas probably gather you up and think they fit to have their way, and the motherfucking
Crows.
fucking wild zebra or something. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Zebra, we're kicking ass.
You're moving after Hitchcock when the birds
Right.
start attacking people.
Yep. Like a jaguar, just come, a family of them just come, and then when they finish, they look at you. They look at you, and you looking like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
Daniel and the lions.
Yeah.
Right.
He
You know what
gonna,
I'm
he
saying?
gonna do
Yeah.
one of these.
Right.
Daniel and the lions there.
Right.
He was scared, but after a while, he been chilling with the lions.
Right.
Now the lions, the same people got replaced, right? They put the other people in, and the lions ate them up, right?
Yeah.
So the Lord been doing that throughout the whole
Yeah, that's
scriptures.
happened before. that which is then is now.
Tap
Yep.
in.
So that's why you got to tap in, man.
Yep, issue with the bears.
Where we at?
Isaiah 11.
Yep, get that.
Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 6. It says, the wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf, and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child shall
So the
lead
calf.
them.
So right now, if you've seen all of those animals right now on Discovery Channel, they running from one, and one of them running from the other.
Yeah,
They can't even be in the same ecosystem. Some of them.
Right.
Okay. It's certain animals that belong in certain parts of the earth. Esau will take a species not native to a landmass and put it there, and it doesn't work.
Right.
It's cute. You get to see it. Like if you want frankincense, you got to go to the east.
Right.
Frankincense ain't native to a certain part of the earth.
Right.
But Esau, he don't give a F.
He took the turkey and brought it here.
Yeah.
No, he don't native to this country.
Pigs. Yeah, domesticated turkey.
You make lunch meat.
Just like
Lunch
he,
meat, yeah.
just like he did in y'all seen those fires over in Israel because this idiot went and brought all those trees that were native to Europe and brought them over to Israel, and that's why all those fires, instead of growing olive trees and whatnot, he brought all these trees from Europe because it reminded him of Europe.
Right.
And now all of those fires are because those trees that are being brought over there, they're flammable. They can't withstand that heat.
This dude is crazy.
So
Again, Esau, he cut down all of the fir trees, which is the so-called Christmas tree, because it lives through the winter. They worship it.
yeah.
The all living tree. No, the Lord has it alive so certain animals can have food and shelter to survive in the cold. Asshole. That's why he makes it live forever through the. But you worship it.
All the animals in this place. Motherfucker, you cutting everything down.
You cutting all of those trees down. That's not only shelter for a particular bird. The particular the seeds that fall out of the little things that grow. There's certain thing they dependent on that.
Yeah,
Correct. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's a if I could say it's a term called insecticide.
Yeah.
But there's an alarming amount of insects dying, and insects is like the basis of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because you have the insects, and then who eat the insects? The animal, the frogs, things of that nature. Tadpoles, you dig, and then when they grow up, who eats them? The birds, and so on and so forth. So if you breaking down that fundamental, step right there, man, you're potentially destroying the whole ecosystem.
Right.
And this is why he's coming in with his chemicals and that nature to rectify.
Right. Like I said, that's like
He
with
killing
the bears.
He killing off the insects to keep, and they're supposed to be doing their job, but then he making robot mosquitoes.
Right.
He crazy.
Using insects to he weaponized.
We the mosquitoes are done. I'll make one.
Yeah, right. But not only am I gonna make
You was about to say
I'm gonna
something?
make one that do
What?
extra shit.
Yeah. Administer a juice on your ass. Go ahead.
Say did the animals and plants, like the bears a few years ago, they would say like the bears, they was dying off too fast and to keep it from extinction, because bears, they basically help populate different plants.
Yeah.
Because they walk, they pollinate. They go through one plant and they go through a male plant and get on their fur, and then they go through another plant area and it pollinates them. And they were saying they need the bears because the bears are dying off too fast. He said it a few years ago.
Right.
But then if you go look at these different videos, you'll have Esau killing the bears, taking a picture, holding their paws up.
Yeah, like a fucking game.
He's overfishing where the bears are. Because bears, a brown bear, I'll say, if you see a black or a brown bear, if they know they got food, they're not gonna really bother you as food.
No.
They're just gonna look at you as another animal. But it ain't on their mind. If they know they got fish near them.
You know the spirit you said that?
Yeah.
In the spirit you just said that.
Yeah.
I watched some yesterday in a big ass grizzly bear. And these crackers were trapped. And it was like, oh, slow down. Hold up. And he was walking. He just looked at him.
Yeah.
And you see his belly.
Right.
The belly looked so heavy like he just ate already.
Yeah. So he wasn't.
And the comment board, I read the comments and they said, yeah, the reason why he didn't attack him because he already ate.
He good.
Just yesterday I read that shit.
Oh God, that's the spirit.
So when you said that, I had to tell that
That's the
story.
spirit.
Wow.
See,
That
so
happened
people
yesterday.
think we just be talking.
Yeah.
Nah, for real, man. This devil has ruined the whole earth, man.
Yeah.
So a bear is they overfishing and killing the ecosystem. So a bear will now attack and eat a fucking human.
Right. The bears go into people's homes and shit.
Yeah.
Alligators ring the door.
Now the most dangerous bear, what's the most dangerous bear?
Shit, polar bear.
The polar bear. There you go. That's the most dangerous bear. And he go eat your ass either way.
Yeah.
For the night.
But if you take off something, if you have a hat and you throw it towards it, now if you in a position where you running from the polar bear, the Lord just don't like your ass.
Yeah.
But you can have a hat or a phone. If you throw it, they're very they're intrigued by shit. So it'll stop. You know what I'm saying? And like for about 3 minutes, he may mess around, and you can kind of get away.
But you can smell. Polar bear, he said they can smell from miles away.
Yeah.
Smell your ass. You can go 10 miles away, they'll still smell you. They'll trade you to get there under the ice.
Right.
Where we at?
Isaiah 11.
Yep.
Isaiah 11 and verse 7, it says, "And the cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox."
The lion shall eat straw, meaning off the earth.
Right.
It ain't like it's gonna be just one like a straw.
Right.
But they're gonna eat off the earth. Lions are not gonna have to attack other animals anymore.
Right.
That's an aspect of the kingdom of heaven. The animals ain't gonna have to rely on each other for certain food.
Right.
It's just gonna be life.
Right. You know what it reminds me of? It's like you say, well, somebody who's simple-minded, they'll say, well, how they going, if they eat all that meat and they just eating herb, how they going to maintain their weight? Man? Hell, gorillas is huge and they don't fucking be eating.
But it's the kingdom.
But, right.
It's gonna be out.
Right.
The nutrients gonna be on a whole nother level.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a whole nother life, a whole nother spirit is gonna be on the earth. That's what that chapter going into.
A whole new way.
A whole new world. Because these animals ain't supposed to sit next to each other and not do nothing when you read that chapter.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be war. It's supposed to be to death.
Right. A lion and a lamb.
Come on, man. A lion and lamb gonna be licking
Just
and
chilling.
and sleeping with each other and laying down and chilling.
Eating hay and
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
No, that's not normal, but in our world it is.
Right.
Yeah, that's coming.
It's like, I was gonna say it was an article that I read a few days ago. It said like lions, they rather starve to death than eat straw. They rather starve to death.
Oh yeah, they were like, I'm not eating that salad, nigga. Go ahead.
This is Job 20 and 27. It says, "The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him." And ultimately, that's what's happening right now. The earth is testifying against this man. When you look at it, how everything is all out of place, everything's just out of whack. This man sucks the blood of the earth. So the tectonic plates can't, they're not lubricated. You got earthquakes, all this madness that's going on. So ultimately, the earth right now is testifying against this man. All right, that's why everything is in ruins, man, and everything is just in disarray. Right. It's testifying literally against this man. So it's no longer about Jake anymore, man.
Right. And once again, this is Bruise at the Park.
Yep.
Let's go back.
All right,
Bruise after dark.
This
Bruise
Isaiah
after
chapter
dark.
11 and verse 8. It says, "And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp."
Right. So your little child who's sucking a breast as it's outside, because children are supposed to be outside.
Playing.
Okay, the true toys, and see, Esau put chemicals in the toys. He gets you from he's the real devil, but the real toys is acorns, sticks, rocks, stones.
True science.
That's true science. That's how you touch the earth. There's certain points and different things you're supposed to touch, and it helps develop you.
Right.
It's associated with your memory. You learn to appreciate the earth first. That's the first. Those are the toys.
Now they're over sensualized with tablets, things that
True,
nature.
bro.
And so they're not really learning anything because what they're seeing is so quick. Which putting your children in front of the television, that's linked to in some studies you can do your own research to autism. And what do we see going on now? Like we have a whole generation now that was born with cell phones, man.
Yep.
And these children are significantly dumber. It seems that autism is a first world problem. You don't hear about autism in fucking Africa and Afghanistan because they don't have the technology.
Right.
It's over here. You know what I'm saying?
And Esau set this world up. It's so messed up. And really, it'd be the women. Like I gotta track him. I gotta know where he at. He gotta be able to call me. And this world is so jacked up. In some cases, you get your child a phone.
Yeah.
All right, then you walk by this nigga. He looking out the corner of his eye. You're like, what the hell is wrong with this nigga? This nigga to see something. And the thing about it, no matter how much you try to shield them, they're eventually they're gonna have access to some sort of, no matter what you do.
Right.
Man, this world is so intertwined with it, so heavy. And that's why it's good to watch those videos of those different children, heathen children across the world. They be making little go-karts from wood.
Yeah.
They be outside building shit better than the stores.
The Chinese children, man.
You know what I'm saying?
The reason why they're so they're kicking America ass because they emphasize in engineering. So when you look at the school system, is vastly different from what you see over here. They're making their own breakfast.
Yeah.
They're making toys.
Right.
They're making
young as hell.
chairs.
Chairs.
You know, you go to these schools now, they still on ABCs, man.
Sitting in a row.
Right. The goose. And then you got the freaking teacher. She want to talk about her pronouns, man. Or his pronouns on him.
Right.
Oh, and a lot of the teachers, the women teachers, are messing with the little boys.
Horny as hell.
You got the teacher in there. She or the it come in there and they want to indoctrinate the children.
Oh, man.
Nigga talking about my name is Mr. Him on the chalkboard, man.
We had Mr. Wheatland.
Yeah.
Big old weird Jake, you know, a high ass, he's looking, that mean look. You know, we had the real teachers, man. The substitute teacher coming with the George Jefferson. You know, who is this nigga? You know, these now look what you got, a damn trans showing up.
Right.
Mrs. Him.
Hey, you know what I'm about to say. Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
Oh, Lord, we in hell, man. Let's go back.
Walking around with the boots on.
Is some more?
Yes, a little bit more. Isaiah verse 11 and chapter 11 and verse 8. It says, "And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned
Yeah,
child."
your child will be able to play with a poison snake.
Man.
And you ain't gonna be worried.
Right.
You see a worm by your child right now. You go, Melina!
Slow motion.
Right.
Ricky.
Yo, go ahead.
Read the
I don't like
NLT.
him.
This is hell, man. The
It
Lord
says,
brought us low.
the same verse in NLT, "The baby will play safely near the hole of a cobra. Yes, a little child will put his hand in the nest of deadly snakes without harm." It says, "Nothing will hurt or destroy in all my holy
See
mountain.
that?
For as the waters fill the sea, so the earth will be filled with the people whom know the Lord."
There you go. So righteousness. You know what I'm saying? And that's what righteousness leads to. That's just an insight to what righteousness can lead to. Your child playing with a cobra.
Right.
And you walk off.
Right. Python.
Go watch a cobra video. Somebody get bit and watch their hand explode and pus and
Right.
they're in the hospital.
About to die.
Yeah.
Bro, you got an Edomite.
Might not
Have
make
y'all seen him? He gets poisonous things and lets him bite him.
Oh, yeah. You with the hat on.
Yeah, I didn't come out.
Esau is insane.
Like, I already know guys
And
are
they be
crazy as hell.
He be doing this,
Right.
rolling around.
But he already got the bugs. He got them in the vault. I'm gonna let this one bite me today.
Yeah, he get
Right.
money.
So he just got little creatures in captivity, bro.
Just so he can get bit by it.
So he get bit. This is the Edomite though. This is the standard of. This is the high IQ Edomite.
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
I typed in about something about dirt. It says there is scientific evidence suggesting that a specific bacteria in soil can positively affect brain development and mood, particularly in children. It says it stimulates, helping regulate the mood, improve cognitive function, and reduce anxiety in animals. It says possibly enhance neuroplasticity, which is important for learning. So there's a reason as to why, when we were kids, we would go outside, we'd be dirty, climbing trees. Like you don't even see. I haven't seen a kid climbing trees.
Well, technically we're children. A kid is a baby goat.
Excuse me, children. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
But it's another name.
It's another.
You know what I'm saying?
But they call them kids now. It's just now it's
because there's something to sacrifice.
There's sacrifice.
Damn.
But
I fell out of tree.
Yeah.
When I was young. I was so young when I fell out the tree. I knocked my 2 front teeth out, but it was already around the time I was at the age where your teeth start falling out anyway. But that's what I fell out of a tree and knocked my teeth out.
Right.
Just to
Niggas
back
ain't
up
been
what
in
the brother
trees
said.
in
We
years.
was out there.
When the last time niggas been in trees? Niggas don't even hit flips no more. Right? Remember niggas was hitting flips? What happened to flips?
I was king of that.
God damn. Niggas will flip off the building.
Garages and shit.
Niggas will flip off the building, bro. Flipping ass Ricky. Yeah, we all had a Ricky that could flip. Now, let's go to Revelation.
Going back, Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23, and it reads, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee.
So Esau's light is about to be put out, man.
Right.
You brought hell to the earth, man. You didn't bring a good vibe, man. You really, I mean, you had your chance. It was all bad. Your report is all bad. And niggas are just a creation within your creation. Under your rule, niggas were created. So don't complain about your own creation. Go ahead.
It says,
Who do they put on the halftime show? Niggas. So if you tired of it, why you promote it so much? 50 Cent at the halftime show hanging upside down.
That shit was crazy. Fat ass upside down like that.
You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg, Dre. These niggas came and will music ruin your fucking culture.
Yeah.
I mean, as good as it sounds to us, them niggas ruined. Rap music was a big part of Jake going backwards.
Yep.
Now it was good. We ain't gonna act like we don't listen to it and didn't. But the small hat was behind that. He used your own people as a weapon against you. He used Israel's own gifts as a weapon against them, man. But now he complains about them. You're 13% of the world and you do the most crime.
That don't even
Like Edomites ain't doing no crime.
Right.
And where did this 13% figure come from?
That man ain't mad.
Number 13.
Yeah.
No, they say 13% of America consists of so-called Africans.
That's a lie. It's even more than that.
Right. Way more. Gotta be.
Come on, Jake is not the minority, bro.
Nope.
Esau is not fucking. Go ahead.
It says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee.
We're getting married. This big nigga, he getting on the knee, his socks showing.
That shit's so whack. I fucking hate seeing that shit.
As soon as a man does that, in her mind, his respect, she loses respect. Because a woman subconsciously knows she's not supposed to be worshipped about it. That's why when men who worship them and value them like that, be all they have, they eventually dog them. Because they know subconsciously, I'm not supposed to be ruling over it. They tend to stick around for dudes who typically don't put them on a pedestal.
Because they feel they conquered you.
Right.
They feel they conquered
You
you
a
with
challenge.
snares and bands, now you're conquered.
Right.
You know, but what's naturally in them, which is try to control the situation anyway.
Right.
But as soon as they control it, they gone.
Right. Well, that's a part of her survival.
Right.
You know, like I say, animals been given certain instincts to survive. Men have been given certain instincts to survive. Women.
Yeah.
And one of the defense mechanisms is manipulation. You know, mind games to take your strength. That's who they are. They're always going to challenge male authority, even when they don't know that they're doing it.
Right.
But when you submit to that shit, if you don't stand to it,
It's a wrap.
and she finna dog you out.
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta slap him with that tongue lashing every now and then. You gotta remind them of it.
Yep, every once in a while, you gotta say, "What the fuck you say, bitch?"
They got amnesia. You gotta remind
Even when she ain't saying, "What the fuck you say?"
It's true. She ain't gotta say no. She's
Walk towards her, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get more. You gotta be in the spirit. Just tell her you need to get in the spirit more.
Shut your ass,
And walk off.
Shut your ass up.
Just walk off.
It's true, man. Shit, that shit true.
Well, we go ahead.
God, I'm gonna start from the top again. Revelation 18:23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee.
All these marriages and parties and festivities, a complete hoe is being married off.
Wow.
To some big stiff ass nigga who getting ready to die of high blood pressure in 5 years.
Yeah, stress the fuck out.
They form a union. She 80 niggas in.
Right. Yep, he 3.5.
3.5. No experience. He's finna get ran over.
Right.
That's what's happening. You go in these offices, women, it's nothing but women with power
Right.
looking over men's backs and being fucking assholes. Right. Women love, they crave to just rule. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they always got to have a serious, firm authority over them.
Right, but
as far as governance.
It doesn't always present itself as I want to rule. It presents itself in a way that like you'll bow to the shit.
Yeah, tricky shit. Tricky shit.
It's I have a point.
I have to make my
Like the way you joke with her, she joke with you.
Yep.
You like shut your ass up.
Right.
You play with her. You know what I'm saying? I'll beat your ass, girl.
Right.
One day she'll say it back.
You be like, hold up, man. Yeah, it's true.
Now and subconsciously she testing you to see, and she's wanting you to like, bitch. But once she sees, okay, you can do that.
And to say this quick, and that's why it's not her job to make you a man. It's your job to be one.
Right.
The Lord said, the Lord created you. If you allow her to take you over, then the Lord wanted to happen. Because that's why it says the snares and bands, he that pleases the Lord shall escape from her.
Right.
So if you don't escape from it, the Lord didn't want you to escape, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. She can't make you be a man. You got to be a man first,
Yeah.
and then let whatever happen afterwards. And trust the Lord. At the
And
end
that's
of the day.
supposed to be showing out for you. That's supposed to be now it's flipped to where now a man is like putting on. Look, I do this, I do that, I smell like this. You basically auditioning.
Yeah.
And she that's supposed to be reversed.
She popped the balloon.
She popped the balloon on your big ass.
Right. Come on, man. I go play
But subconsciously a woman knows that it ain't supposed to be like that.
Right.
So when you submit to it, you through.
I got a precept.
Yep.
This is just to back you up. First Ezra chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 28. Well, actually, I'm gonna read verse 27 to jump down. It says, "Others have been put to," and this is in the GNT.
Hey, jump up one, bro. 26.
All right, verse 26 in the GNT. It says, "Some men are driven out of their minds on account of a woman, and others become slaves for the sake of a woman."
That's scriptural. See, everything all goes back to the scriptures, man. Read that again.
Yep. First Ezra chapter 4, verse 26 in the GNT. It says, "Some men are driven out of their minds on account of a woman."
Anything she does, it drives you because you're so into her.
Yeah.
So then a woman, once she sees that, she'll push certain buttons and do certain shit to just, she wants to see that reaction.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is in her eye, he loves me. It's chaotic, but to her is love. It's toxic.
Yeah.
She would rather that than you ignore.
Right.
That's the best thing you can do.
Right.
Really just don't care. You can't. You gotta learn just not to give a fuck, man.
Yep.
And it's easier said than done. But they'll test you though.
Yep. It's just written in them. It's written in the curse too. That men and women would be. She would try to rule over you. You know what I'm saying?
Pass a man that had that spirit of like
Genesis 3:16 in the NLT.
Yep. And then we men physically, but we don't have land. You know what I'm saying? So
We on a white supremacy.
we don't have. Yeah.
Man in
You
this
can't
society, man.
say it again, Bond.
See, a white supremacy. You can't be a man in this setup. You
Nope.
can't.
It's not geared
We
towards
act
it.
like we are, but we know we just little boys, man.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
We
a
little
real
boys.
man ain't gonna stand for no white supremacy. He ain't gonna stand for that shit.
Right.
and they don't feel sorry for you either. They don't give a fuck.
No.
And we ain't got the stability that we want as a man.
Yeah. You can't be a king. You can't be a man in a system where you're subject to another man. So it's like we're men physically, but the lives we live and what we have access to is not. It's not meeting up to but we have the spiritual riches.
Right.
We have access to spiritual things, which
Far higher level.
we're good. Go ahead.
That's heavy.
Verse 27, it says, "Others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. So now do you believe me? The emperor's power is certainly great. No nation has the courage to attack
And all
him."
of these scandals, who's the common denominator? The bitch. Megan Thee Stallion, Cassie, even if it's fake, whatever. It's the bitch is always in it. Here it is. She's being paraded around as this, but you was there. You went back.
You was there.
You was at the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight. That was a perfect time to call out.
Right.
Cassie's with Diddy at the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight. You could have cried out.
Yep.
Right.
Because women respect status and power, and he had that substance, he had that true
Right.
stability where she ain't got to worry about nothing for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
So who cares if this nigga's nasty? Who cares if he's doing who
Access
cares if
to
he clutches my
resources
teeth
is
out?
power, bro.
Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Then
Teeth out, I
accessory
can
to
get new
power.
teeth, come back, enjoy the
Yep.
rest.
It's a necessity. Having resources is a necessity of power. Solomon is an example of that. So it's justified having multiple wives if you can house them and create communities for them and give them, you know what I'm saying? Multiple families is because you got the whole earth. The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply, but in a setup like this, it becomes a burden.
Well, I mean, it goes back to mindset too, because you got somebody in Africa that's poor as shit,
And he
living
winning.
off of $2 an hour,
Right.
$2 a day. With this, he got three or 4
Right.
hours.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's all about what.
Right.
You can have all them substances, but a bitch still gonna fuck
you up. Yep.
Because you know, like the elders go to, because the setting, so it's bigger than that. It's just we in hell.
In hell.
I mean, we articulate in different ways, and it comes out different nuances,
Right.
but it's just hell.
Hell.
Hell equates to captivity.
Yep.
Our women are drunken off that wine. Too.
Yep. So there's no code.
Yeah.
So it's no way we can live in a life. Them other cultures, at least they got a code amongst each other that they follow. Jake is just out here living La Vida Loca.
The serpent he's already got to our
Black
women
culture is
too.
ambiguity.
Yeah.
Means, you know, one day is this, one day is that. It's
Right.
really whatever's trending at the time.
Yep.
So whatever's trending at the time, whatever the good white people tell you that's good,
Yeah.
you gonna be.
Right.
Back in the day, 20 years ago, it wasn't cool to be a punk. Now it's cool to be a punk.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because they told you it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. They told you to march for it.
They told you to march for it. They told you that Black Lives Matter, trans lives matter, and Jake just ate it up.
Yeah. You woke now. If you accept it now, you consider woke.
Well, Jake's in that whole woke,
Change the definition of
crowd.
This, Elder, that whole term woke was stolen from the civil rights and the Black Power movement. People that was considered a conscious community. We laugh at them now, but back in like the 60s, 70s, that was considered a conscious community. So someone who was considered conscious, they was like, "Hey man, you woke?" Like, yeah, I'm woke, I'm hip. And it wasn't just niggas getting together complaining. We used to go to certain places, and you have different people with different that were different experts on the problems of so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Ironically, like now it's all full circle problems. Like, oh, we're food deserts here. We do this. We emphasize in education. We emphasize in health. We all come together and build. But in those organizations, you always had what the liberal, the white liberal, that would come together and say, "Well, I feel you guys. I mean, I feel like I'm trapped too. You know? Hey, I just want to tell you guys, I'm gay. Okay."
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like you guys. I feel black right now. And he would get in and he would infiltrate, or she would infiltrate, and the movement would be about pushing.
Bayard Rustin. Bayard Rustin, the real.
They got a
Bayard. He's the real head of the March on Selma, and he was that civil rights. He's a sodomite. Alex Baldwin, sodomite. All of these people, even the women, a lot of them were sodomites. But let's get the scripture.
Going back, Revelation 18 and 23 from the top. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth.
For thy merchants, man. So Esau has access through trade, man. Trade, the ability to trade, is an accessory of power.
Yep.
Having control over certain regions in the earth. You know, certain canals. You know.
Man, you ain't lying.
That's trade. That's how things flow in and out the earth. Go ahead.
Because think about it. If you're able to tell a person where he can go, he can't go in this part. That's power, man.
Yeah.
You can stop all the world and say you can't go over here.
Right.
That's some power for you.
Right. In the EU, you think of it. They have trade agreements. There was certain shit they have access to.
Right.
All right. That no other. You know what I'm saying? This devil is. He got it on. This devil is something else, man.
Diabolical.
He got it on lock.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would say, what was that 2020? That boy say, all y'all put the masks on and stay 6 feet apart, or it's gonna be some shit.
Shit's ridiculous.
Yeah. Shut the earth down. Go ahead.
Kind of says, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
Now look up that word sorcery. By that sorceries, man. So you want to talk about a drug dealer? You want to talk about somebody who's really toxic? Well, look at your pharmaceutical. Well, this is not medical information, but let's look. Who has it actually really helped? I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's taking all that shit and said, I feel a lot better, I got healed?
You don't see it.
Running through the finish line. You don't never see those commercials. Nigga that took all that shit and then now he back running and
Like you would think they would be smart enough to endorse that. You know what I'm saying? Have a whole bunch of superheroes and shit.
They got 200 side effects now.
Right.
You hear a commercial, you bleeding out your eyes, your knees fall off.
May cause influenza, may cause high blood pressure, may cause.
and what he puts in the food, what this does is it really reverses a nation. He knows how to tap into certain chemicals. So it reverses your will to fight. It reverses your will to stand up for yourself. It reverses your will to have morals. Like he's attacking the psyche of individuals, man. And people are being brought into the Satanism. They have no judgment. They have no fear. Through his light, there's an age where rebellion is the culture. So the garden, when you look at the garden, what was it rooted in? What was the serpent's real ideology? Is that you do not have to live by this order.
That's right.
This command you were given. So that's a philosophy that travels all throughout the four corners of the earth through Esau.
Right.
You don't have to order you don't need order.
Right.
Order is boring. Order is slavery. Responsibility is slavery. Living up to the purpose that the Lord created you for that's a burden.
Right. Okay, he's pushing his wave of bullshit of influence to make him more of a burden because why? You want to follow the multitude to do the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to follow the crowd. So now you feel burdened to be over there. You feel like you're alone. Hey, man.
And in the end, you hurt. You empty.
Yeah.
You're still longing for something. You have you got the phone in your hand. You got money. People got access to a lot, but they're unhappy. The people with the most money are the most unhappy.
And suicide, drug overdoses.
Yep. Because inside is gone. The spirit.
Right.
I got a precept.
Yep.
All right, Psalm 64 and verse 5 in the AMP. It says they encourage themselves in their pursuit of an evil agenda. It says they talk of laying snares secretly. They say, who will discover us? They devise acts of injustice, saying, we are ready with a well-conceived plan. For their inward thoughts in the heart of a man are deep, mysterious, and unsearchable.
Right, and that plan is centered around him tracking carbon, man. Like being able to take the human body and merge it in a way where it's crazy. Right. To where he can manipulate and set up a system where he can ration out life to you. He can have control of life itself.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, showing how cold the Lord is, the Lord gave him a little bit to have hope to say, I'm going to pull this off. Yeah. Just to break him down before you do it.
Right.
That's cold-blooded.
Right.
I got the Greek word.
Oh, go ahead.
Right. This is the Greek word for sorcery, Strong's G5331, pharmakia.
Pharmacy. But he points at Pookie and Ray Ray. You deal drugs, you kill each other. Look at the state of Israel.
Right.
They're bombing. Hamas was supposed to be 17,000. They've already killed over close to 80,000 people. Okay. You should have got all of them 17,000 members already.
Right.
Most of the people that's dying are civilians.
Right.
Just regular civilians.
And Americans are saying nothing.
No.
But you got the nerves to point at Pookie and Ray Ray? This is the hypocrisy of you people. Now, yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray are a problem. But you you're involved in war all throughout the earth.
Right. Be wicked. Right.
Proxy wars. You are people are dying right now. There's an American bomb being dropped somewhere.
Yep. Yeah. Back, go look it up. You'll find them real quick.
Like the elder saying, like the least of them should draw them out because you got Israel, fighting a full front war. You got Hamas, the Houthi, the Yemen, right, and Iran, right? No, actually Lebanon.
That took Lebanon too.
So these guys are fighting literally four entities, man.
Yeah.
Right now, spanning from over three countries, but yet what a 13% that's the problem.
Yeah, the 13% is the problem.
You gotta. You don't even talk about Yemen. Yemen. People are starving over there.
Yeah, they're going through it.
They've been doing that's been going on for quite a while now with the backing of the U.S. and also the small hatters over there, right? Lebanon, social unrest because of bombings, T attacks happening on behalf of Israel. I mean, it's this guy, but he painted himself so well.
Yeah, he's good.
That somehow, some way, a nigga will show up.
Yeah,
the nigga is the problem.
The nigga's the problem.
Even with the C-19.
Yep.
It went from Asian eating a bat to little Larry that got asthma is a threat now.
Yeah, he caught.
Proving that the will is what it's doing. It's doing exactly what the Lord wanted to do.
Right.
It's proof. He wanted everybody to look at us and be unfair. He wanted it to be unfair.
Yeah.
So we can get to the fair. You know what I mean? So we can work and, get to that kingdom, man.
Yep, read that word, Farmer Kia.
Con. It says the outline of biblical usage, the use or the administering of drugs, poisoning.
And when you go to the pharmacy, it's like a dope house.
Yeah.
They measuring pills and putting them in, you know what I'm saying?
Got a line.
2 nigga woman, a Hamite. he did nigga everything bald with the mustache.
Hold on. Then Larry come in cursing at him because his shit ain't ready on time.
Right.
Now he cursing at him just like a crackhead would go to the crack house. Come on, man, you ain't got no
It's
crack.
all day. It's people going up to the window, like, come pick my order.
They scratching and sitting like, hey, I need my medicine.
But this becomes your life. This becomes how you cope. This has become life to you. This cycle of having these, you know what I'm saying? These meds.
Yep. That Monday through Saturday container.
Yeah.
Separate them.
And Larry's a medicine cabinet at the house.
Go ahead.
It says sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it.
Idolatry, and this is the mother of all harlots. So what people don't really understand is that there's idolatry everywhere. It's in the air. They spray barium aluminum. That's Baal. He's spraying Baal is in the air. This whole place is centered around idols, and it's sometimes you don't even know it.
Esau's way of being omnipotent. You can see it. You can see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He's trying to be in all and be everything. He's trying to be, the scripture says he's trying to be the Most High.
Yeah.
See? So everything that I would say, it's just like what's that? Proverbs. What is his name? What is his son's name?
Yeah.
Before we get to that question, it goes through all these things that can only be attributed to him.
Right.
Right. Just like how you got Michael Jordan, 6 championships, 6 this, 6 that, and you can't get nobody else that credit.
Right.
That's his. When it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahweh, the credit that they deserve is the credit that they deserve. You can't give it to nobody else.
Yeah.
You know.
The uncommunicable name. Ain't no name that you can use to plagiarize the Lord's creation.
Nope.
It's not even speakable.
Nope.
That's the incommunicable name. Ain't no name associated with any power
Nope.
that can take credit for what the Lord did, man.
You heard of other creation stories, how wild they are. Nah, the scriptures tell you exactly how it happened.
Right. So this devil has poisoned the whole entire planet Earth, man.
That's right.
On a level that it can't even be, when you drink water, everything you drink, these plastics, they're finding out the plastics, you put your Tupperware, all of that shit gets in your food.
Yep.
And then they did a research. They opened up people's arteries after they die and shit, the autopsies. They found plastic in their shit that would cause the cardiac arrest.
Mainly when you warm it up
Yeah.
in the microwave. That's mainly when you release those toxins you put,
Okay.
It's death. Everything's death. So what's the goal? We got to get the hell up out of here.
Yeah. That proved he took peace from the earth.
Yeah.
It's a simple code. That's peace from the earth.
Yeah.
You up and keep fever blister and shit. Science fucked up. Nigga that took peace from the earth.
He took
man.
peace from the earth.
Yep.
Right, because continuous sickness
Yeah.
it makes it not peaceful. Especially in America. America,
Right.
number one is sickness.
Well, let's get Revelation 22 and 1. Is there some more for that?
Oh, that's pretty much it.
Yep. So the it's in the food because it's called the food and DURG at men. So the food is now, people saying I don't want to take the meds. They'll put it in the food.
Right.
So you're addicted that way.
Yeah.
You keep craving chicken. You're just another kind of dope fiend.
Right.
Yep.
Sugar.
Sugar.
This shit the food is addictive, man.
All kinds of chemicals. It's just all you're doing is you're not even eating. Really, honestly, you're not even eating.
Right.
You know, you're just consuming chemicals. Man.
No, there's no nutrition.
No nutrition.
You're supposed to eat to put nutrients in your cells. The purpose of eating is to feed your cells. We look at eating for taste, and then ultimately you're eating empty. You're eating a bunch of nothing. So you're a fat, empty person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Full of fat, malnutrition. But you eating all of this food, but it's just making you fat. You're not getting no nutrients, so you're not living.
Now everybody buying supplements.
Yeah, now you need a
Gotta
supplement.
be on supplements. Hey, ain't you supposed to get that from the food you eat?
The fact that we have water, we have vitamin shops should just let you know.
We hurt.
Through.
Man, magnesium.
Well, the Lord said He had created medicines out of the earth, and he who that is wise will not abhor them. This man abhors them, but he'll take some of it and mix it with everything else.
Right.
Mix it with horseshoe crab blood. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
Right. He'll take a element, but he'll mix it. Where we at?
Revelation 22. Revelations 22 and verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal.
And what is that water of life? Go ahead.
Proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb.
Right. And that water, that clear crystal water, is the doctrine. The scriptures say the law shall go forth of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is where the throne of David is going to be established. Read it again. Start at 1.
Revelations 22 and verse 1 again. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb. Right.
And that's the law. The laws are going to flow. That was the purpose of the Lord putting Adam eastward in Eden, so that the law, everything can flow from there. Jerusalem. We got to return to that land mass, for the earth to be back right. Because there was a way that the Lord wanted to stem from that. And it's associated with our culture, man. Our culture is going to fix the earth.
Right. Yep.
Completely. Dang.
It is good. The scriptures say in Habakkuk, the earth, somebody get that? Shall be filled with the knowledge of the Lord. Real quick.
this is Habakkuk.
Because every knee is going to bow. The heathen nations will be in the kingdom, but they won't be in the position of rulership. But they're going to bow. They're going to acknowledge Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. They're going to be forced to do what's right and follow order. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 14, it says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea.
There you go. So everywhere you look, order going to be set up. Everywhere you look, all right, the will of the Lord is going to be done.
It's just like in Hebrews where it talks about the worlds being created.
Yeah.
Each world is going to be in order.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Everything.
The water is going to be, I mean, imagine that.
Yeah.
We've never tasted real water. Now go ahead.
Revelations.
Yep.
Revelations 22 and 2. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manners of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
The leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. Now, get that word, healing. So true healing is we're going to be able to implement life on earth.
Yep.
This is the true light now.
That's right.
The true light. He gave you the false light, which it was an illusion of help, but it made you worse.
It was all death.
Now, because what is a priest? It said we're going to be priests on earth, kings and priests. What is a priest? Administers the law. So the heathen are going to have to learn the right way to heal, the right way to apply what's on earth. And who better to administer it than Yahweh Shah and Elohim? Because they created it.
Right. And they also went through the obstacle course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Created it, went through the obstacle course.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It ain't no complete perfect judgment.
Right.
You see, Yahweh Shah and those first fruits all went through it.
Right.
Help, like you say, help create it. That's why we feel a certain type of way.
Yep.
You see, we helped create it. We went through it, seen what wickedness looked like with, you know what I'm saying, with that creation. Now, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. We about 15 minutes from forever in the spirit.
Forever is a current event.
You know,
Right.
Forever is right. We in it.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Okay,
So the word, it said the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nation. So we're looking up the word healing.
the word healing in Revelations 22 and verse 2 is G23:22, which is therapia.
Therapy.
Therapy.
Wow.
True therapy. Yeah. It went from pharmakia to therapy, which therapy is for what? Healing.
Right.
See that? It said the healing. So the nations, after so long, they ain't gonna be dealing with the diseases and shit that they deal with here.
Right.
Herpes. Ain't no damn heat. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be, because they ain't gonna have a new body,
Right.
but they still gonna have to go through the process of order being established and appreciating the Lord ways and seeing how it goes from sugar, shit to sugar. They gonna have to.
If they don't respect it, they're gonna get put to death.
Right.
If they don't respect it.
Right. If they don't respect it, there will be plagues put on them,
Be judgment. Yep.
and it's gonna take a while for them to fully submit. That's what the rod is for. You shall rule them with the rod of iron, because the goal is that every knee bows.
Yeah.
Every need.
That's true government.
Yeah.
The true power is, like, of course, controlling resources and being able to tell somebody that this resource is going to go over here and that. But the ultimate true power is to be able to control the thinking of somebody.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what
Control their
Esau,
mind.
and that's what Esau is doing. Like, when he's able to control the thought patterns of how people think, you got him.
He made you bow to his image.
Yep.
Now go back.
Okay.
What does it say?
The definition.
Therapia.
Therapy. Service rendered by one to another. Medical service, curing, healing, household service.
See?
Body of attendants, servants, domestics.
Right. So we're going to issue forth an aspect of issuing forth the law. Could somebody get Micah? Was that Micah 4? Go ahead.
This is Micah chapter 4 and verse 2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go
You
forth."
read Malachi.
Oh, Salakia. Salakia. You want
That's
the mic?
good one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Bro,
Start over. My bad.
You can break it down too.
Okay, this is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings," going into that very therapy that the scripture just broke down in that definition, that healing, because we're going to receive the mercy of the Lord. We're going to receive healing from the Lord, all these things. We're going to, let me finish that real
It
quick.
starts with us getting transformed. Right. That's how the earth will have the ability to issue forth a scenario where true order is established on earth. True herbs are respected.
Yep.
Yahweh Shai has to come heal us first through giving us the new body.
Romans 8.
That's the start of it.
There it is.
That has to happen first.
If I can say too, Elder, the scriptures mentioned with therapy, true therapy, healing, fasting, prayer, all that together, that takes time. It's not an overnight process.
If I may add to it, it's happening right now just through the Spirit. The Spirit is known as the Comforter. So with comfort, there's therapy in that. So we can heal just through the Spirit right now before the physical.
Right.
Yes, correct. Because the bones, when that breath got put on us, the bones came back together. That's healing, like you're saying. It's remember, it says the inward man shall get brighter, get that fire in the inward man. That's right. Shall grow, right, more and more into that day. Then the Lord Yahweh Shai gonna come at the end and finish us off to give us the complete change. But we're already changing right now through the Spirit.
Glory to glory.
From glory, right? From glory to glory. So we are in the mix of changing.
Right.
But Yahweh Shai gonna bring the completeness of it.
Right.
When He comes,
Right.
So back a little bit more. Back in Malachi 4, I'll start again at top verse 2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness, which is Yahweh Shai, arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as as calves of the stall." So we're gonna receive that nourishment, that safety, everything. A calf in the stall. He's safe, he's nourished, he's being nourished. And we're gonna receive that he'll fed. That's like it, brother. And of course, ultimately that healing, that therapy, man.
Hey, if I can make a point too, when you look up the custom of the commentary, it says, like you said, all those things, a calf, that what takes place with a calf in the stall, but in the morning that happens at night. The calf is stalled at night for protection, to be fed, but when in the daytime they let them loose.
In the pack.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why he said you shall go forth with joy. Just a little bit more.
Well, I just want to read an NLT.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Yeah.
This is Malachi 4 and 2 in the NLT. It says, "But for you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in his wings, and you will go free, leaping with joy like
Right.
calves let out to pasture.
Because like the elder then was saying earlier, man, this place, this whole captivity we confined. You can't even be a man. We can't be ourselves. We confined. Even from this flesh, we bound in fucking chains in captivity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is coming. Yahushua is coming to set us free. You know what I'm saying? We can find, even like I said, we can find where the fuck we can go. You know what I'm saying? Like the elder then were going into earlier, man. There's everything about this place. Like it got us bound in chains, man. You know, but I got a precept real quick to back that up. This is Zechariah 10.
That was a hell of a way to get up in there.
Right.
You got up in there. That was smooth. That gave a hell of a he captivated us. We were looking at him.
All right, to back it up, to back the brother precept. This is Zechariah 10 and verse 12 in the NLT. It says, by my power, I will make my people strong, and by my authority, they will go wherever they wish. I, the Lord, have spoken.
Man, what is that?
Zechariah 10 and 12 in the NLT.
Hey, wherever they wish, because why? It says what? Upon every assembly of the Israelites shall be a chariot.
Yep.
Wherever the Israelites assemble, it's going to be a chariot in the sky as a defense. Like, yeah, you can't mess with them. They just too elite. You know what I'm saying? We too elite.
That's why space travel and things of that nature is gonna be nothing.
Yeah. Right.
Because we're gonna have the energy of the chariots, bro. It's gonna be. We're not gonna be putting gas in a chariot, bro.
Right. Always and forever.
Right. It's gonna be.
Putting in
Gas get on your shirt.
I wish I've been creating a place, man. You see, so he went from glory to glory. You did see, so since from the time that he left in Acts chapter 1 to the time he returned, he been working.
That's right.
You know.
Yep.
Mentioned it.
Yep.
It's
Prepared.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got it.
This is 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 25 in the GNT. This is the meaning of the vision. The man you saw coming up out of the sea represents the one whom whom power most high has kept ready for many ages.
And see, this age right now that we're in, this is the age where they're gonna fight against the Lord's return. We finna see that. They arming up and they're showing you a little bit of what they got through the little bit of, but they got some shit. They about to fight against the Lord, bro. Michael, and when it talks about Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels, that's getting ready to take place. Because we talk about World War III, but in the midst of that, the return of Yahushua. And they're gonna leave the battle they have against each other, and they're gonna fight against the chariot. That's written in 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter. See, and these guys don't really be wanting to go into that because it's too crazy. To the world, that sounds crazy, but that's in the Bible.
Exactly what's gonna happen.
Bro, scared. It said they're gonna be scared, but they're gonna durst
Right.
fight.
Right.
So he gonna make them
Right.
the same way the Lord made Pharaoh chase Jake into the split sea, even though he was ready to okay, bye, go ahead. All the plays hit him. He gonna make them fight just like he make everybody do what he want to do.
And there's gonna come a point where we need a miracle.
Right.
The miracle, because we're in America and we know the end all be all. We gonna have to go up.
Right.
There's people talking about we gonna get on the boat. You going forward.
Right.
We gotta catch the boat to the. There's gonna come the missiles eventually hit your ass.
What good is the boat gonna do? What good is the boat gonna do when the earth is gonna reel
To and fro. Habakkuk was like, "Are you mad at the rivers?"
There you go. I was just, you already know. Yeah. So no.
But you gonna be on there? No, man. We gonna have to go up.
Right.
That's what Enoch represented. He needed.
You know how Jake is with swimming.
Yeah.
You know how Jake is with swimming. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. So all these different escape routes and all these different things. Me, Monagon, and Yakadal linked up yesterday. That was a part of that, bro. You can't run from judgment.
Nah.
You see? You can either get delivered or destroyed. There ain't no in between.
Right. And the technology that we're gonna see in the near future, a lot of people calling us conspiracy theorists and things of that nature. These guys are gonna bow down.
Yeah.
Because the technology that's coming
It's here.
and that's here is ushering in a whole new era.
It is.
A whole new era, man.
They trying to start a whole nother
They
eon.
trying to change. They trying to. That's the 666. The Chai stigma is centered around him Xing out Yahushua and implementing his will on man through merging them with machine.
Right.
If I can add
You
up,
gotta want to merge with machine or not.
Right.
You know, that's what those chapters in Revelation go into 13, 14, 15, 16. It gives you the whole layout. Who's gonna present it? How it's gonna be presented? What's gonna happen to those that take it? What's gonna happen to those that don't? How the Lord gonna respond? How the angels gonna respond? It's all
miracles. It said they working miracles in the earth through these unclean spirits.
Yep. That's what Revelation is talking about.
Yeah. You was about to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, just laying back off the point you had made, like how we're in that time, we're in that age to where we're about to see these nations literally try to fight against, you know, Yahweh Shai. Well, this week, all this week, you know, Trump has been on the tour in the Middle East. You know, he visited the UAE, Saudi Arabia, you know, and what was that, Qatar. I think he just left Qatar, you know, yesterday. But nonetheless, when he was giving that speech with Saudi Arabia, it was basically centered around, you know, the United States investing over $442 billion of military equipment that they're putting over there in Saudi Arabia, and that's the focal landmass that Scriptures tells us that we got to look at here in these latter days, the Persian Gulf. But nonetheless, a part of that $142 billion, you know, investment, they gave Saudi Arabia a lot of space fighting equipment.
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself why, especially in that land.
Right. Yeah. Well, read what you got.
It
goes into it, right?
Yep. 2 Ezra 13 and 26 in the GNT. It says, this is the meaning of the vision. The man you saw coming up out of the sea represents the one whom the Most High has kept ready for many ages. He will free the world he created and establish the new order.
In the water, the Shemayim is the waters. Right. Coming out of the sea, the waters, the sea is up too. Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, and he will establish the new order for those who survive.
The new order is getting ready to be established for those who survive, the elect.
Elaborate on that.
Right. And in that chapter, it also it goes into, keep reading.
Okay, yep. Yeah. Verse 27 says, you saw the wind, fire.
Started like 30 something.
It's verse 31. It says, they will begin to make war. I'm gonna start at verse 30. It says, at that time, everyone will be close to panic. They will begin to make war against one another, city against city, region against region, nation against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
It's gonna be chaos on the earth. Yes. We're and Esau setting it up. Go ahead.
And in the KJV it says one realm against another realm. Verse 32 it says, when that happens, the signs I told you about earlier will take place, and then I will reveal my son, whom you saw as a man coming out of the sea. When they hear his voice, all the nations will leave their own territory, forget their wars with one another, and come together in one great crowd, too large to count, as you saw in your dream. The nations will unite with the single purpose of making war on my son.
Right, so they're going to fight against the Lord. They're going to, why do you think the 6th branch of U.S. military is the Space Force?
That's right.
They're investing in that now. That's also to wage war on people on earth, shoot down things. But they're going to fight against the Lord, man. And this is the war in heaven in Revelation, the 12th chapter. Somebody get that real quick.
They know that. Isn't that what Ronald Reagan talked about?
Yeah.
In that interview?
Yeah.
He said the exact same thing.
We need that type of event. How are we going to get out of here? Chaos. we need that. Right. We need these prophecies to come to pass, man.
In dramatic fashion. We got to be alive to get delivered.
Yeah. Where we at? Okay, go ahead. Who got it? Okay.
Revelation 12, so my bad. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
War in heaven?
12 and 7. Oh, I'm sorry, my fault. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Right.
And prevailed not.
They prevailed not. People have linked this to mythology. Like there's never going to be a war in the Lord's region where the Lord at. Right. It's an order. Right. Come on, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 8, it says, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven.
His lofty position is taken down.
Yep.
That's what Yahweh Shah is coming to do. Take Esau's blessing away.
No, I think that's how you follow his life.
Yes.
That's it. And you know what too? It's funny because over the years, that's why you can go back and see footage, different news stuff about pilots and different, coming across the chariots in the sky, because the Lord has shown his power to let them know I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
He's letting them know I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go report it, and they try to hide it in files, and some come up with it, and he rebel, he run with the USB, he taking off, you know, all this all this information. He like, shit, fuck, hey, FBI show up at his house because they trying to make us think that they don't exist like that, but really they know, and that's why they got the Space Force. That's why the Lord has showed his power already to a certain degree. Even there was a video a while back I did, where they said they got a call about something. They went to the spot, and they said the chariot was right there, and it shot a beam of light by their legs. It didn't touch them, it just hit the leg, and it was like, and this Edomite said they stood there in awe, because they said nothing we got can do that. So the Lord is already been showing them with the nuclear facilities, turning it on, turning it off. Y'all can't mess with me. But when it's time for Yahweh to say, let's go, it's on.
Man.
It's on.
Yep. Well, read it. Yep.
You know, they show all these movies to have people from when they do see the Lord and see all the chariots, they're gonna be like, well, we understand we gotta attack first and think later. But see, like I said, the Lord is gonna set it up where, as it says, all eyes gonna see him. Everybody's gonna see the chariots. Why they said that they're coming out of the waters. You can't see. Everybody won't be able to see some coming out of the ocean.
Right.
More parallel.
There you go.
So you're gonna see him coming from. That's why it said in Revelation 1, all eyes are gonna see him when he comes.
Right. Read that again. Where you was at?
Can I grab a quick one?
Yeah.
This is Psalms 2 and 2 in the NLT. Get straight to the point. The kings of the earth prepare for battle. The rulers plot together against the Lord and against his anointed one. Let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to Yahweh Bashim Shah.
That proves they know.
They don't want. Yeah, they don't want his will.
They know, and they know more in this time, because when the bones came back early, he had pulled 12 and 12 revelations, but part of Esau knowing he got a short time was the bones coming together first. That was that. Oh shit!
Set them
because
in
we
order.
were dead, right? Now we came back alive from the grave. He like, oh shit, that was a sign right away. Fuck, we got a short time. Then he seen the progression to prove that he got a short time. Now he got now the days are shorter. You think Esau don't know the days shorter? He like, damn, I got to do some more evil. These days going by fast as shit. He feeling that too.
He dimming the sun. He doing all kind of shit.
Yeah.
You can feel a very void. It's hazy.
Bro,
The atmosphere feels weird. It looks.
The time where it's the eclipse. Remember the eclipse?
Yeah. It was a weird feel.
Yeah, it was a weird
Are y'all
vibe.
trying to feel like that vibe?
Yeah. What I felt, I felt
It's
something.
like
That
different,
was
like-
weird.
This felt like the eclipse, but this don't feel.
Right.
Something ain't right with the atmosphere.
Something ain't
I
right.
got really tired when that eclipse happened. I got
Yeah.
super
Yeah,
sick.
and all of a sudden he got all these witches in the White House. He getting closer with all these
Yeah,
witches
yeah.
and warlocks. Come on, man. Something going on.
Transhumanist with Trump. What we was? Go ahead.
In the middle, going back to 2 Ezra 13, in the middle part of verse 34, in the GNT, the nations will unite with the single purpose of making war on my son. He will take his stand on the top of Mount Zion, and the New Jerusalem will be seen by everyone.
So they gonna see us get beamed up. They gonna see the elect get beamed up.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? The enemies beheld him. They gonna see that. The Lord is gonna gather his. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see us being beamed up.
Hey, matter of fact, that chapter, that says it right after the bones, the dead bodies, and it came back together. Then scriptures later, it says in that same chapter, then it says the enemies beheld them go into a cloud. So that lets you know when them bones came back together, that was the end.
This is what it leads to.
That was the end.
And that was the sign. That's the sign of Enoch.
Yeah.
You know, so through being obedient, you get, you know, you got the privilege of being beamed up.
Translated.
You know, being dedicated to righteousness, being initiated. You know, you get the pleasure of being delivered out of a chaotic situation. And Wisdom of Solomon goes into that. How Enoch was really in a messed up situation on earth, to where it got so bad. You know, the Lord was like, nah, he had to take him. It was something crazy. We'll have to see it.
You find it heavy. You find it heavy because, you know, around this time when when this truth started being preached, beginning with, Elder Abba Bivens, it was around the same time where Esau started doing the whole space race stuff with Russia, and they started sending their satellites up into the heavens.
That's right.
You know, so it's kind of heavy because, once in the book of Obadiah, it says, you know, once you go into the heavens, you know, then I'm gonna bring you down. So that was like really the beginning of Esau really beginning to fall around that time.
Yeah, he was street tripping.
Said it's nest among the
Yeah,
stars.
that's
Yep.
why I bring thee down.
Yep.
You know?
Can I get this?
And them space stations, you know, nest is a military term too,
Right.
for weapons, where they store weapons.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Let's can I grab this quickly?
Mhm.
Psalms 31 and 19 in the NLT and verse 20 says, "How great is the goodness you have stored up for those who fear you. You lavish it on those who come to you for protection, blessing them before the watching world. You hide them in the shelter of your presence, safe from those who conspire against them.
Man.
You shelter them in your presence, far from accusing tongues."
Yep.
It's Isaiah 26. Enter down to our chambers. That's it. Our enemies are gonna behold us getting delivered, Lord willing we have that number, of course. You know, but they're gonna be left out here, man.
Yeah.
You know? That's gonna be a fearful thing, man. Yahweh Shah returning in that gigantic ship that look like a mountain flying in the sky, man. People just gonna drop dead when they see that.
Even it's like even the energy of the chariots flooding the earth, just the energy of coming down from another realm is gonna be like,
we got to get Daniel 12
that's gonna be something else.
because it's gonna be that bad.
It's gonna be that bad.
And if you notice, read somebody get it, Daniel 12.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1.
Damn.
Did you say?
Playing around.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Mm-hmm.
And there shall be a time of trouble."
And then we just read in Revelation 12, there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. It's going to be so bad that the angels are going to have to intervene.
That's gonna be something else.
And that lets you know technology is going to be let loose on another level, because it says knowledge shall increase later on in that chapter. Right.
Especially when World War III is fought, we're gonna see some. It's gonna be unprecedented.
Yeah.
I mean, each war brought out new technology.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That was more mainstream than
That's
the
all.
last one.
Invisible drones.
Yep.
Isaiah 9. It talks about
Yeah.
burning and fuel of fire.
Yep.
This war is going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire. Then
Yeah.
what? A couple verses later, it's talking about the kingdom.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says, "And there shall be a time of trouble, such as was never since there was a nation even to that time."
It's going to be bad. So it's going to be so bad that the angels are going to aid in Yahweh Shah, because when Yahweh Shah comes, he's coming with a whole bunch. He's coming with his host. Remember, the Most High is the Lord of hosts. Host is a troop and an army of hosts on the right hand side. Yahweh Shah heads it, but there's other angels. That's why it mentions Michael.
Right.
Because Michael is a high ranking in that. He's a, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Most likely directly under Yahweh Shai.
Like a commander.
Yep. He's like a commander.
Yep. Captain.
So they're gonna return in the cloud, and the heathen are gonna fight against them.
Man.
And at that same time as he's destroying, we're gonna be getting delivered.
Scarcely saved.
Scarcely saved.
That's it.
Where you at?
Finishing up this verse, it says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
There you go. And what's the book? The book is being chosen from the foundation of the earth.
That's right.
Part of the Lord's original plan to win, for the elect to win. So these devils, they're waging war. They're getting ready to wage war against the Lord. They're waging war against you. They're waging war against creation itself.
Right.
So the only way we can win, we can't win a physical battle. We got to tap into the spirit on a whole nother level in these times.
Man, when you get that word written in the Hebrew, that word is kathab. And then when you go down to the lexicon here, it says all those enrolled unto life.
There you go.
Those who are enrolled unto life.
Enrolled. They're signed. They're sealed.
Right.
You know, the covenant, the tha. It's like a X signature.
Right.
Where you sign. You know what I'm saying? They had a mark written on there for the tha wa. Tha is the first word in Thara wa. The covenant. The agreement. You know, the house of David, Ba Yath, Ba, the house, Yah, hand, Tha, covenant, the house that holds the covenant.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
And the Lord has raised up his remnant in these latter days. There's nothing they can do. However, they're gonna move in a you know, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It was
A few
some
more.
It's
Yep, a few more, and we'll close it out. Go ahead.
Going back to 2 Ezra 13 and 37 in the GNT says, "Then my son will condemn the assembled nations for their godlessness." That is what the storm meant.
That's the war in heaven. Okay, go ahead.
He will confront them with the wicked plans they have made, and also with the torments they must endure.
So he's coming to condemn the charagma. He's coming to condemn the beast system. He's coming to condemn all of their plans.
It's only one man that's been given that
Yeah.
charge.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was only one man that put him in charge to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, it's all about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai at the
That's
end of the day,
Let's
man.
go.
You see?
While he is eating.
Yeah. He gonna be in the bunker pushing buttons trying to fight.
Everything ready. Oh, it's over.
Go ahead.
God, grab this one out. Acts 17 and 31. Because he have appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he have ordained.
That's
Well, that
Yahweh
ain't got
Shai.
nothing to do with Jesus.
That's Yahweh
Not
Shai.
at all.
That ain't got nothing to do with Jesus.
Because that sacrifice was also a judgment on this world.
Yep.
That blood was also a judgment for this world, a condemnation to this world.
Yep.
Because that now the Lord's plan, everything can flow and be done, and this place is going to be judged. But we had to be raised up first in order for it to be judged. But it can't, that blood gave us access to the Holy Spirit to do it. So we winning.
Yeah.
While they sinning, we winning, man.
Let's go.
And to all of you sap suckers on the side, talking, mad, hurt, trying to create their look, man, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Okay? And we just gonna keep doing the work through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hopefully you brothers and sisters were edified. Anything else? All right, so we're gonna give all praises to the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
And double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Man, that came out pretty dope.
What kind of instant ass is this?